The dating market is cooked, and I've heard some people say that it's cooked because of the tall girl syndrome. Because most women are looking for someone who is at their level or above their level, and it's been said that there's a lot of this talk about high value men, and most of the ladies are looking for high value men. Now the problem is the so-called high value men. And in terms of high value, that means over 6 feet, making six figures, fit, handsome. That type of a person is only found in like 2% of the population or 5% at the most. So most women are looking for only 5% of men. And that makes sense because I think that's nature. If you look at it strictly in a biological lens, the strongest genes will survive in terms of survival of the fittest. I don't know how much of that theory applies with the human beings, but I'm sure a strong, a significant percentage of that theory applies. So only the strong will survive, which means the top fittest men. And obviously, money is a signal for being a good provider. So now the difference now is that everything is online. Now you're shopping for a mate online in the same way that you shop for a burger on Uber Eats. So sometimes when I want to eat something and I'm looking at the restaurants on Uber Eats, and I'm flicking through the restaurants. I'm flicking through trying to find the right menu, trying to check for the reviews, which restaurant has bad reviews, and I'm looking at the pictures. I'm checking the ones that have got the most number of likes, and just after after spending 1 hour flicking through the Uber Eats app or the DoorDash app, you find that sometimes it would have been better if you had just cooked that a healthier meal for yourself, and you would be eating by now. But you spend 1 hour flicking through the DoorDash app, and you're still struggling to order something. Sometimes it means you're not really that hungry, and sometimes it's something called decision paralysis. When you have decision paralysis, you are overwhelmed by options. So because you are overwhelmed by options, you're overwhelmed by options because you are terrified of choosing. Because choice is something that comes that is it's a bit difficult for some people, and it has been said that women are more overwhelmed with choice than men. It's been said. I'm not sure how true that is, but anyone who has ever gone shopping with their mother or their wives could attest to the veracity of that theory. So some people are. I think that's a big factor in what is happening with the dating markets. Women have so much choice that they don't know who to choose. So they're stuck in a stalemate of confusion in their minds, in a stalemate of of not knowing who to go with, and ultimately that leaves them with no one. You should have chose at the beginning, but now because you've taken 1 hour, you're still hungry, and you should have cooked at the beginning, and you've taken 1 hour. Now you're still hungry, and you're still choosing on the DoorDash app. Men don't have that kind of a problem because men, we are more single-minded than women. It's easy for us to choose. We just look at the the most convenient option a lot of the times. Even when we're choosing food, you're like, myself personally, I enjoy a good burger. If I see on the Uber apps that there's a good rating for a burger, I pick that and I move on. But if you are a lady, you want to understand more about the burger. What is the meat inside? Did they put lettuce? Did they put this? What kind of sauce are they using? Is it nice? Did you taste this? Is it spicy? All those kind of things. And that's fine because we're not really the same in terms of wiring, men and women, because biologically the female is wired for a different purpose than the male. This is true with most species, and a lot of people, because it's something that to do with survival. Your wiring is what optimizes for your for the survival of the species. And I would argue and say the female brain is possibly better than the male brain because the male brain is one track minded. That's what makes males good at single tasks. But females will multitask more easily than men. So that multitasking is what makes the decision paralysis because they have to contend with different concepts and ideas in their mind, with which ultimately uh, causes this paralysis in the decision making process. That's why a lot of men complain about their girlfriends or wives not taking ages to choose from the menu when they're at a restaurant. So now that's why a lot of ladies want the men to choose for them because the men are more equipped to make quicker decisions because men don't think that much. Men will just do something and deal with the consequences later, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But in terms of when we're looking at the dating market, it's obviously a disadvantage for the women because they don't know which mate to choose because they're flooded. And also, there's something that men do when they're flicking through the Tinder or Bumble apps. They just flick everyone. They like all the women and then respond to the ones who respond to them. So what that does is that because all the men are liking all the women, you get on the women's side a flood of likes. They get like 100, 200, 500 likes. Even the not so attractive ones, they still get a lot of likes compared to the men. But a man will only get like 2 likes a week, depending on your status, your attractiveness, the type of car you put on your profile pic, whether or not you shaved that day when you're taking the selfie pic. So men can get like 2 likes per week, 3 likes a week. Maybe if you're really, really handsome, more. If you're a high status man, definitely more because all the women are responding to you. But the ladies have trouble scanning through the hundreds of likes in their DMs in their app. So that causes the paralysis. So that's why there's an imbalance. And I don't know how The companies know about this. I'm sure the app companies, they know about this problem, and I don't know how they're actually dealing with it. Because how do you prevent the men from sending 50,000 likes to everyone and making a decision a nightmare for the women? And I think maybe they would probably do something like ads on the men's side, just to prevent the constant swiping, or put up a warning of some sort. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working, because the problem, when I read the forums, is still there. So ultimately, we have a stalemate in the dating market, and how to combat it is probably just go back to the original way of hooking up. Get outside and find you a mate.